Education is the study of one thing in relation to another. In my last video, I told you about the relationship between religion, science, and technology. I told you that religion was the input, while science was the process, and technology was the output. In this video, I intend to continue along that path. In explaining religion, I will look at the story of Adam and Eve. Not because I don't believe in other religion, but because I am familiar with the Bible. So I'm going to use the Bible to put my point across. Don't forget, I am only trying to show you the relationship between religion and science and technology. The story of Adam and Eve is that God formed man in Eden and then put man in the garden that he planted. And he instructed man not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. At the end of the day, man ate from it and God cast man out of the garden. Now, the explanation to that story is that God formed man and God said, it is not good for man to be alone. So I will make him a helper. Then God formed other creatures from the ground and brought them for man to name. But God said there was no suitable helper among these creatures. Why was that so? God now caused man to sleep. And from the bone of the man, God formed the woman and brought the woman to the man. As soon as the man saw the man said, this is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman. Then the Bible went further to say, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two shall become one. Now, I will explain that place using the concept of the mirror. When you stand in front of the mirror, you see your left hand as your right hand and your right hand as your left hand. But you don't see your head as your leg and you don't see your leg as your head. But what you are looking at is just one image, one person, not two people, but it's a reflection of one person. When man saw the woman, quickly he knew that was his reflection. He couldn't see that reflection in the animals or in other creatures that God made. Why? Because they also came from the ground that man came from. So it could not reflect man. But the woman came out of man. That was a reflection of man. It was not two people, just one person, but in the opposite direction. Now, the serpent, we're told, was more crafty than other creatures. The serpent was not communicating with the man. The serpent was communicating with the woman. God instructed the man. The serpent was asking the woman a question. Did God really say you should not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil? And the woman said, God told us not to touch, nor eat from it, for the day we will do that, we will surely die. The serpent responded, you will not surely die, for God knows that when you eat from it, you will become like God, knowing good and evil. Duality. The woman looked at this tree and saw that the fruit were pleasant to the eye and desirable for gaining wisdom. She took from it and ate, and then gave to her husband who was with her. I'm sure Adam would have said to the woman, no, God said I should not eat it, for the day I will eat it, I will die. And the woman will now explain, based on what she has seen, being the helper of the man, a reflection of the man, the one that understands the program of the man. She said, you don't understand. What God was saying to you is that there is a mission in which you have to carry out, an assignment for you, but this is not the place. The gateway to that place where you carry out this assignment is through this fruit. So the man ate it, and their eyes became open. When the woman ate it, their eyes were not open until the man ate it. Their eyes became open. When God came to the garden and the man hid himself, God called out to the man. The man said, I heard you and I hid myself because I'm naked. And God said to the man, how did you know that you are naked? Did you eat from the tree I asked you not to eat? It means that that tree was to do something to the man. So that was why God said, did you eat from it? It was a question. And the man was responding by saying, I was not the one that decoded the instruction. It was the woman. She is meant to be his helper. And that is exactly what she has helped him to decode. God turned to the woman. How did you know this? The woman was like, it was the serpent that gave me the hint. And I saw through it. What we've been taught as being a curse was actually their job description. God turned to the serpent and told him exactly what he was going to be doing in this other realm that they were going into. He looked at the woman and told her exactly what her task would be. And he looked at the man and told him exactly what his task would be. And then he sent them out of the garden, back to Eden, where the man was originally created or originally formed. Then he told the man what will happen to him at the end of all the task. That when you finish this task, you will return back to the ground from where you came. But that was not told to the woman because the woman did not come from the ground. You see, the story of Adam was actually an instruction of how to get things done. Now, how did science decode this message of Adam and Eve? Through the concept of electricity. We are told that an atom is made up of equal number of positive proton and equal number of negative electrons. Now, when you use this concept to make an energy source like a battery by separating the electron from the atom, from the proton, the atom becomes positively charged and the electron becomes negatively charged. Now, when you now bring a resistive load, say an electric bulb, you connect one terminal of the bulb to one terminal of the battery, the bulb will not come on. You connect the second terminal of the battery to the second terminal of the bulb, automatically the bulb comes on. Why? The energy from the battery is transmitted to the bulb through the concept of electromagnetic wave. Then the bulb automatically retransmits that energy from the battery by making it visible. That bulb has resistance. Now, when you look at the concept of Adam and Eve, the tree of knowledge of good and evil is a source. Adam and Eve, another source, which is the load. And the resistance, the serpent. Once you connect all of them together, energy is transferred from one source to the other. And that source will retransmit it. So the bulb only takes the energy from the battery and converts it to another form of energy. And this is applicable to everything that we've seen in technology today. When man left the garden into where he was to carry out his assignment, we'll be looking at all the things that man has been doing from that time till date. And we'll be looking at the possible outcome of science in interpreting the action of man in everything that we are doing in technology today. This is the point I want to bring out from the story of Adam and Eve. Now, if you stay with me to this moment, please don't forget to click on the like button. And also don't forget to subscribe if you are new. So that when I release my subsequent videos, you will be able to see it. See you in my next video.